What got me into coaching?
Got you interested in getting coaching? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I'm really focused on trying to improve right now. I'm
Sure.
sitting about like GM5.
Sure.
And like I feel like there's a few things that I can't really learn on my own. I've never really gotten coaching before, but
Sure.
uh, like you know how things take longer just to do in general, and it'd be
Yeah.
faster if I just like knew so I could practice it.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
Things like
Sounds
that.
good. I
Yeah,
want to understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm playing with the best of players. I understand the game to a good point, but I always start with breaking
because
at the very top. Okay.
that game, the game I wanted to VOD, it was like it was like it was like crazy high elo, like ultraviolet, like a bunch of like players that went to
Yeah.
Stockholm, like stuff like that. And then like
Yeah.
I did okay, but I was also the reason that we didn't win. Like I went even, like I didn't play as good as I probably should have. Just like little things, and that's the little things that just like stop me from reaching my full potential. And I just want to understand a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Makes total sense. Okay. How long have you been playing, and how long have you been taking it like really seriously?
Been taking it seriously for about hmm, I'm gonna say a year, and I've been playing since like 2019, but I
Sure.
didn't really start playing until like 2022 or 3.
Okay. So more of a recent development of like
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
really
yeah.
applying yourself. Why?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
was
yeah.
the pivot there?
I just honestly, I really fell in love with playing Tracer, and then it kind of just took off from there. And I
Yeah.
started getting high low, like started getting really good, and I just wanted to keep playing.
Okay. Sounds good. Are we gonna be looking at Tracer today?
Uh, well, I didn't really want to, but I think we will end up looking at Tracer and some hit scan. Like I think I play two characters.
Okay, sounds good. Playtime. Do you have any questions about, because it's a replay review, we'll focus mostly
Hmm.
on gameplay, but do you have any questions about scheduling or practice or game strategy or anything else that may have come up?
Um, Game strategy, like regarding the VOD
Just
or
anything
just in
in
general.
general. Yeah, just in general.
Um, um, uh, well, if you have any general tips about those things that don't really come into question, like common questions from other people,
Yeah, sure,
I'd
sure.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd say like having a consistent warm up routine, even if it's really short, is useful just to wake your
Okay.
brain up. You know, even if it's just shooting bots in the practice range, it's not going to make your aim
Hmm.
better, but it will wake you up for the session, which is good. I
Hmm.
think taking breaks between games, like walking away from your computer while in queue, is really good.
Hmm.
I think having a narrowed hero pool, even at the higher level, even when you're playing a lot, is really important.
Hmm.
But that doesn't mean that you have to lock into that hero pool permanently. It just means that for
Hmm.
this month, for this meta, I'm playing these characters, 2 or 3 characters, and then I'm gonna change it from there. Playing less but on more days is better. So 2 or 3 hours every day of the week is better than 4 or 5, 3 or 4 days a week. I think, making sure that you're getting enough sleep, going in with basic goals, not trying to work on everything at the same time, but
Hmm.
having a theme for most of your games. Let's say 50, 60% of your games need to be going in with an intention of drilling or practicing a specific skill. Those are some basic general parameters, I'd say.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else here? Any gameplay questions before we take a look at your code here?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's do it. So this code here, code wipe, lovely. Also, like just phenomenal because it was like they might have done more that they didn't broadcast, but it ended up just basically being like 1 or 2 cosmetic bugs, and you're like, really, a
Yeah.
replay code for a wipe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a code check
It
here.
really got me.
Yeah, and then unfortunately the replay code viewer bug is not going to fix for at least another 3 weeks or so. So
Mhm.
this one looks pretty good though. Like if this one, yeah, nice. So we got a clean code. That's awesome. No crashes. That bug is quite annoying. You skip around, you go back, you just die. Crashes your entire game. Really annoying. Okay. This code was recent, and this is post-code wipe, so obviously beggars can't be choosers, but is there a particular reason why you chose this game?
I played 4 games in like the past since what is it, Tuesday, and I had to pick something.
Yep, works for
That's the
me.
reason. Yeah.
Okay. If any questions come up, let me know.
Okay.
Angle here good. Obviously a little bit awkward with the double hit scan, so you're likely to probably run more deeper angles at some point. And I think I would consider that even at this point here, I don't mind you stopping card here. I think this is quite good. But obviously, if they start putting a lot of resources onto you, this might be a situation where you're going to have to wrap around behind. But this is fine. Obviously, them putting all the resources into you is not a good choice, and then your team wins the fight as a result. What is that Sojourn doing? Yep, good stuff. I mean, you gave her a lot of respect, but, like, you're going to win the fight. Just don't get picked, right? So, come. Torb, love to see it. Yep. If I don't say anything, it's good. Okay. This is fine. Bad blink. I mean, you know it, right? Like, that crucial that you stayed up top there, because now you get your recall force and you're stuck in a bad angle. But, yeah, it's okay. Nice clip. Obviously a bit risky without recall, but you did have the drop on him. And for whatever reason, he threw his turret there, so that's an easy break. Good trigger discipline there. And he's going to die. That's a bit messy with the trigger discipline. I think you're thinking pulse bomb.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I could tell because your clip went down the toilet. This is fine. So, this is where I would start taking, and this is like the most important skill for people that have good positioning, is to start thinking about better positioning. Okay? Because you've initially done fine with your rotations, but in the same way where you fumbled the bag with your blink on the Ana here, partially because you probably weren't thinking about what's the next step from here, is the same problem that we have here, where you've initially set up just fine, but this fight is getting really messy. Where are you going to go? You get what I'm saying? So you tell me. From this angle here, where's the next step? Because, like, pulse bomb and not, I mean, I don't think it was a bad try, right? But, like, if you wanted to be honest, like, let's say there's an actual fight breaking out on this choke here. Give me a rotation.
Maybe stairs.
Yeah.
Going down to Ana.
Come up from up top here. Why not? I mean, it takes time, but you got it. You got it. Makes it so much easier for the pulse. You know, and I don't think it's the end of the world what you did. Like, we're really breaking it down into the details, but it is something that we're going to keep an eye on, is as the fight evolves, develops, and matures, where's the next rotation for me? Where's the next step? So I'm here, I'm poking out Doomfist, I clear Kiriko for Suzu. Okay, then the next step, is it, whether the Ana's here or not, is probably to get to this angle here, right? And that's kind of where you drop the ball. Because even here, right. Because I was going to say, even without the pulse bomb, you're still thinking, where do I go?
Yeah.
Interesting perk choice. I don't hate it. How has your mileage been with that perk? I haven't seen a lot of players use it. I'm curious to see if it's been helpful or not.
Which one did I pick? The pulse bomb?
Pulse bomb, yeah.
I haven't really noticed any, like, reason to pick it, but, like, I feel as though if I miss my pulse and it can win me, like, an important fight that otherwise wouldn't have been won, or do like a little bit of extra damage, I think that's worth it over the extra blink.
I would say keep experimenting with it. Keep experimenting with it, and then if you think like it gets you more kills, or there's certain circumstances which is useful. I mean, obviously the other one I think is probably going to be more consistent value, but I do think this one is worth experimenting with, as opposed to the major, which is like not even worth experimenting with. Yeah, this is good. This is kind of what we wanted earlier. I don't like this. Way to deepen. Remember, where does your position mature?
Over.
Yeah, over, like, right? Wrap, exactly. Wrap here, wrap there, your choice, exactly. Okay. Good clips. Clean clips, so we can actually skip forward. You might as well. There's no real downside to this. You'll be set up in time, I think. Okay, skip.
Okay.
I can tell something bad's about to happen. or is it just a question?
No, just a question. These late fights, like, there's a minute left. The game probably, like, if I did everything right, the game maybe is over here, but it doesn't end. They have more ults than us. I'm probably tracking that in my head during the time, but, like, I just really want to focus on this moment in particular, like, what I can do better. Sure. So this particular fight was a big one for you. Yeah. So good general principle is, if you are not confident in your map control,
and you are in a last fight scenario where you don't have an ultimate advantage, it is acceptable to go for higher risk, higher reward plays.
Okay. Yeah.
What that might look like would, well, actually, you tell me.
Probably like int on a backline member.
Yeah, exactly. Stage here, drop off the top, go for a clip, go for a clip, go for a clip, recall back top. Yeah, totally fine. Probably something you don't necessarily need to do because I think you're, look at your map control here. Like, this is really good, right? And there's not like a nanoblade to worry about, but it would be acceptable here. But that's the major principle. But you don't always have to necessarily do that either. You can just play really good Overwatch.
60 seconds
remaining. Yeah, I mean, you hesitated to peek here because everything's a million miles away, right? So this is fine. Only thing I would have said here is I think you knew the Torb was here. So maybe keeping an eye on him and then allowing yourself to continually apply pressure on Kiriana during the rotation. I think you lost a little bit of confidence because the Doomfist is chipping at you, but that just doesn't really matter. Keep peck. He can't force your cooldowns here. Just keep peckling away. Now, ultimately, this Disruptor shot would have cleared you, but you didn't know that at the time. You didn't know that at the time. So I think this rotation is fine, but maybe it could have been a little bit more patient with the pressure there. And to be honest with you, mate, I don't like this rotation from you here. I like this to disengage the attention, but then you need to go back and need to keep applying pressure.
Yeah.
So I actually like your rotations. I just don't like when you rotated. Could have done more damage here, and then the Disruptor shot. Okay, then do more damage here. Okay, then I get forced out, and then I go back and shoot again here. But now we're like, yeah, this is fine. It's fine. I mean, that's just a misplay, right? You want something really, really, really saucy that's going to depress you just a little bit, because we're all about a depression here. If you had chose the other minor perk, you would have won this duel. Because if you walk over a health pack when you're missing a blink, I believe you take the health pack, even if you're full HP.
Really?
I believe. I might be totally wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. In fact, I'm actually so obsessed about it. Where are we at? 410? Let me find out. That actually is really important to know because that's obviously changes how you take Tracer duels a lot, right?
Yeah. That wins the game. That literally. Or maybe.
Let's find out. So, Alt, or 4, excuse me. Health packs restore 1 blink charge. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so there you go. So
okay, well,
little bit of micro detail. Yeah, so well, I mean, it's you know, I get the experimentation, but yeah, and I think regardless, there, I do think that that's a situation where, shoot, which code was this? That was the other one. Okay, it was. I had a lot of Gibraltars. Like, look at that, 3 VOD reviews of Gibraltars. What are the odds? Just one you'd like to have back, right? If I looked at this one maybe a little bit more under the microscope here, maybe let's look at the micro a little bit here. So let's look carefully here. So this is fine. You blink to cover. You blink out from the corner. That's also fine because her crosshair's off. You strafe out into the recall to avoid sleep dart, and then you... Yeah, I mean, I don't... Outside of aim a tiny bit better and or maybe approach this fight with 3 blinks instead of 2, I don't think there's anything wrong with how you approach this duel, you know? I mean, actually, but you should be losing this, though. Yeah, maybe a little too much hubris there. Like, I'm not peeking for that second shot. I'm hiding until that anti-nade ends, until I get a blink back. But it's tough to beat an Ana with both CDs and a mega health back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ultimately, it doesn't end up mattering, though. I'm curious how you guys lose this. I assume Doom touches and then ults.
Me too.
Doom touches and ults. Don't chase. Don't chase. Yeah, sure. You recall back height. Sure. A little messy with the clip. Oh man, we could kind of see 9 too. Like, what if just let your Genji die for it? I think you did okay. I think you did okay. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth, so I think it was okay.
Alright.
You were relatively patient with your angles. You didn't force anything outside of maybe the pulse bomb, but even then it was reasonable. Because, you know, pulsing Curie with TP is not the best. Yep. 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 Sure. Yep. Now you need to live here. Oh, I definitely play for the life there. Definitely play. You. That is the greediest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh. I'm like, just play for the recontest from the angle. You know, like I get the, but like, there's no way you got that as well as a recontest. That's crazy. Yep. No. Just a little early, and then obviously you needed to rotate to here, and then rotate to here, and then harass from here. It's just like, let's be honest, it's an awkward section of the map. Now, if you want me to be really nitpicky here, and this is like some hot, okay, where's your next angle here that's gonna feel way better than where you ended up?
I really was, when I was thinking about this after the game, I kinda wanted to rotate, like, maybe blink on top of the ship in this situation, but the turret really scared me off, so I honestly don't know.
Yeah, the turret is the turret, I know, but you just need to triple blink into here.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You did, because I think this was obviously an error, but let's be honest here, this area sucks. This is just completely naked, right? So there's you misplayed it, but even if you hadn't misplayed it, I think you were pretty much dead. It was just a question of when. This is just going to provide you more of the cover. So I think this is kind of goes back to where we talked about, like, your initial angles are fine, but then in these more advanced situations, you're not reading the room of, like, where can I go to live? And the turret is ironically what forced you into this bad angle, but the turret alone is not enough. Like, I would have literally preferred a triple blink, one clip melee and hold the angle here at 50 HP than what you did. Because at least this feels safe. This is not safe at all. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Good. Good try. It's good use of the 180 there. And that's just a little bit unfortunate. Okay. We looking at Ash or are we skipping?
You can skip.
Okay. I would say so far, I actually have been a decent. I'm seeing solid play from the Tracer in terms of initial setups. This is a hard map that is very punishing of errors. I think sometimes your rotations could be a bit better in terms of what's the next step using the architecture. The moment with the Ana really stands out. The moment, honestly, with you rotating away and spending too much time here instead of just holding the angle here. This fight here, really egregious example of that as well. But in terms of major sample size, big errors, this is not it. You're not making egregious errors this match for the most part. And most of the errors are just goofy one-stop mistakes. Are we looking at this as well or skip?
Please look at this, because I think I played Sojourn for the rest.
Okay, let's take a look then. Any questions so far?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. I wouldn't play games with this. I would just immediately make that rotate. Like, I would legitimately, as soon as I see Doomfist Golden, slide to here. You cannot play games here. You cannot play games here. This will get you killed. This will get you anti-nated. This will get you killed. I mean, yeah, you demanded Suzu there as well. You have the mobility advantage, but you get cooked in the open. Good shot. Disruptor shot that, please. Thank you. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff, like, it feels uncomfortable, but you're putting pressure. Like, you're utilizing your mobility, and you're making things really uncomfortable for them too, which is nice, considering the fact that you're on attack. Or actually, would take top here. Take top.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Hold the angle. Now, you're going to have to be really, really cautious without scouting, but you need to hold top. This is not utilizing your mobility at all.
Okay.
And then, I mean, look what happens, right? Doomfist uses the positioning. He kills your Ana. You're stuck in the floor. You're dynamited. You have no angle for Disruptor Shot. You have no angle for your rail. This just sucks. Like, I would go as far to say here, I would rather you stop right now, walk up here, and listen, and go for a gank here, than to do what you're doing right now. Straight up. Because really, what are you going to rail here? You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you probably should just go for the slide here. I'm not even joking. Just go straight up. Might as well. Like, when you don't have positioning, high risk, high reward becomes very appealing.
Okay.
You know? Now, I will say that you shouldn't feel the need to do this because you should have been there in the first place. But that's the least stupid thing you could have done because you would have died here anyway. So you might as well try. So you're taking space on this map with Sojourn has been significantly worse than your Tracer.
Come on, Vivian. Get yourself together.
Okay, the reloading is killing me. Same thing here, really. I don't. It's just not worth your time. Take the top.
Okay.
Take the top. Help your team take the space. Get to here. Do because I don't think you understand how much you did on first fight. Not just with the Kiriko pick, but with getting these. You basically solo cleared both of these guys off of top by yourself, with the threat of your positioning and the disruptor shot here. It was perfect. It was really well done. You should feel proud of that. Carry that momentum forward. I mean, what am I supposed to say, you know? Like, you played it as best as you possibly could, but you're stuck in a small room, and now just like, you know, this is your fault. You know, you did this, so. I love the ragdoll. It's just so much fun. Okay. Yeah, it's a little close, right? Like, I know you're like thinking, oh, I don't want to peek the Ashe because, you know, she has the advantage on range, but again, the angle feels very compressed. But I think it keeps going back to the same angle for me. I also wonder what it would look like to go out from spawn, slide up here, and play this here as well. And then obviously you're gonna get poked from Ashe, but if you could get to here, I wonder how this feels. You know?
Yeah.
But ultimately, what we're looking for is that medium to long range angle, right? Utilizing something that's a little bit broader than most hits can. And I think when you're ending up in cart and you're ending up in small rooms, we could definitely blame map unfamiliarity, but also we can go like, well, if you don't know the map, then why was that your first decision, right? I think that needs to be a major red flag. If you don't know what to do, it's probably not what you've been doing.
I'll have to find a better way to engage.
Does all this making sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do something. Clear out.
Probably just disengage to under. This just feels very uncomfortable. Thank you. Oh dear. The double nade, we hate to see it. But I mean, at least you did something, you know? You swung a little wide, you used a bit of your mobility, applied pressure from a bit of range, and then you're kind of, now the Ashe is isolated, so you're going to concave on her. You could take top here as well, yep. Nice. Yeah, good stuff. And then now you could just cook, you know? Push a little cart and take top from here. I would really encourage you to get off of cart at this point, though. Because they're going to touch. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to touch. So, you being here during Kitsune, or you being here during Kitsune, or frankly, honestly, you could just play the sniper angle here. You know? Because I'm a little... Yeah, this is fine. Okay. A little bit of an over-ult, but it's fine. Capping here is really important. The goat hits these. Oh, disaster. I remember when I was a kid, or a teenager, I guess. I remember hearing people started using the goat terminology, and I didn't understand it because back in the like old days, like goat, like you were like the scapegoat. They would say like you're the scapegoat, you know. So people were like, oh, he's the goat. I was like, no, he's not. He's really good, you know. I did not understand that. Okay, where's the next step? This is the tracer thing, right? You done all right, but now where's the next step?
Why do I need to set up somewhere or just like go top, just take space?
Yeah, just get here, you know? Get here. You can angle here. You can angle here. Be really cautious here. I mean, we just need to get that progression started now.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, I know you're worried about cart, but I do think that you're one of the more important people to set up. Because this fight is still winnable here. Like, this is a 3v4, but if you have space here with your Tracer, you and your Tracer can do work and at least prevent them from taking space. This is just bothersome. Especially now because you don't even have cart as an excuse anymore. Why? You know? It's a good question, right? Is it distraction? Is it unfamiliarity with the map? Is it hesitation? Like, why do you think that you're kind of holding your space here?
I think it's hesitation.
Okay. Okay.
And
How
I'm just
so?
not entirely confident. Like in my ability on this character, not in my on the character, but like on the role. Like I don't really think like a hit scan player, or I'm struggling to.
Yeah. 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 How does a hit scan player think?
Mm,
I mean, most hit scan players I
well,
coach don't think at all, but like how should how should hit scan players should they think?
well, I'm not as much focused on setting up and taking control of the angles that I should be, as I
Hmm.
am like pushing cart and trying to like will my way through fights.
Right,
Like
right.
I'm not skipping steps, but I'm kind of just not doing them entirely.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think that the type of angles that you're looking for is probably something you're not familiar with, right? Like the difference between a hit scan and like a flanker angle is really the range of the angle and the dynamics of that angle. In other words, how that angle changes as the fight goes on.
Mhm.
With Sojourn, you're definitely going to be changing your angle more than most hit scans for sure, but it's going to be significantly lesser than, say, a Tracer. So a lot of times with hit scan, a lot of times it's just read the battlefield. Okay, this is where we're fighting. I'm going to kind of sit here and just turn my brain off and play Kovacs. Now, that's not strictly true, especially with Sojourn, but it is a lot less dynamic than, say, a Tracer, right? And so that's kind of what I want to see. I want you to do that first step, right? I want you to do that first step, and I think that's where we're missing. With Tracer, it wasn't. It was the first step was fine, but the second step wasn't. With Sojourn, it's not even baby's first steps. Like it's baby's, we're not even crawling yet, right? So find that longer range angle, find that initial step, which is ironically was done really well in first fight, but we haven't seen since, and then we're cooking.
Soothing your wounds.
Because this just depresses me. Like, you're not... I want that Doomfist to be baited. Like, I want bait here. I want harassment. I want pressure. Heck, I don't even mind you being here. This is better than where we're at, right? Anything is better than here. And like you said, maybe it's that lack of experience or maybe it's that lack of confidence. It needs to be executed.
Okay.
Minor detail here. I don't know if this slide is high enough to get you to high ground, in which case I'd probably prefer the sticky disruptor shot in this map. With the perks is what I'm talking about.
This ends now.
You're kind of letting your team carry you here. You're just basically not feeding, and then, okay, maybe we'll win through that.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Okay. And again, any questions so far?
Mm,
You could probably use some.
no.
Okay. Take some space. Where's the space? What do you think?
Just up the stairs, like.
Yeah, just a little bit,
top.
right? Even here, like maybe you can't push this far just yet with where your team is, but you can start thinking about it. If we get an advantage, maybe we do. You know, this is good. This is better. I mean, it's just such a small adjustment, right? But it's the difference between doing damage and building rail before fight and not.
Thanks.
Misplaced that one, but you know you misplaced. It happens.
Railgun charged.
Almost. Okay, let's keep going here.
Clear out.
Okay.
That feels much better.
Sure. Sure. Good Suzu.
Dodge this.
Drop shot's fine. Yeah, this is okay. This was just a little too exposed, and then you get empowered punched back into the cart, which kind of sucks. But I don't hate this. I saw the vision. You were at least taking proactivity, and like this, okay, so this is a good time for this to happen actually, because this is going to be a reminder that when you do the things that you should do with hit scan, you will get punished sometimes. But it's still the right thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
It better you than your hog. You know, you have the tools to deal with it. You should have the tools to, in theory, slide out, right? You shouldn't be able to slide out in theory, right? You should have the cylinder hitbox. You should be able to rotate a bit sooner. There's a lot of things that you could have done there. Maybe if you were a bit faster, maybe hit the shot or be a little bit more deliberate with the disruptor shot placement so it actually hits a target. I think that's one micro thing we'll put on your notes is that I think your disruptor shot usage is generally fairly thoughtful, but not very accurate, right? And I think that's going to come with experience. But I mean, I would rather this than the complete inactivity that we've seen earlier on. Sure. Swinging left as your team swings right. Swing right as your team swings left. Yep. It's fine. Wouldn't mind a disruptor shot there either. Yep, thank you. That one was much more accurate. Well done. You have double slide here, so you can be a little bit silly with it. Within reason. Oh, no. You know what? It happens. It happens. You should have been faster to break it for sure and then take the angle from here, but you had the right idea. It happens. You know, it happens. I wanted to see if your Ana did anything funny. All right.
30 seconds remaining.
Looks okay, right? Go ahead.
Just like where I should be positioning. Is that what you're
Well,
asking?
you were. It sounded like you were gonna say something. I wanted. to
Oh
open the
no, I
floor.
was just gonna say that I think the Ana was reloading.
Oh yeah. I heard the line. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This is, you got a bit of an angle here. Sure.
This ends now.
I would probably let it rip right here. You might as well. You're not going to get the perfect angle for a Sojourn ult, so just use it to duel her or keep her honest, right?
Okay.
Maybe that's something to keep an eye on, so don't get too greedy with it. Or at least pop it now. Yep. Yeah, it just needs to be popping a little bit sooner.
You're done. Let's get back to basics.
Yeah, I think along with just keep practicing the mechanics side of things, I think it's totally fine. Tracer. Let's take some notes here. What needs to be worked on with Tracer? Was definitely the stronger character from what we saw, but what were some maybe a couple of details that need to be done?
From what I got mostly, it was like I think the setting up was good from what you've told me. Kind of like how maybe a chess player thinks deeper and deeper about like what they should be doing, like further moves down. Like I need to think 2 steps ahead instead of one, or just have a plan for what I do after I engage, or like after I bait out CDs. Like I need it like
Yes.
what's next. I need to have
Yes.
it at least like a little bit in my mind so that I
Yes.
understand. Like I need it. Because like the blinks, the scenarios where I mess up slightly and it costs like a kill or like a win or
Correct.
something like that. Yeah.
Correct. What I would say is
what I mean.
I wouldn't think 2 steps ahead before the fight starts. I would say I need to think 1 step ahead once the fight's already devolved. So set up and go, okay, I need to remind myself to reevaluate my angle 15 seconds from now, 10 seconds from now. That's it.
Okay.
10 seconds. It's the same kind of thing where like, a low rank, mid rank tank needs to work on checking where the team is. And a high rank tank needs to make sure that they don't just check where the team is, but they mid fight are able to kind of reevaluate, right? That's kind of like, that's where we're at. You're doing a good job with the setup, but we need you to do better mid fight. Don't try to predict what's going to happen, because you'll never be able to predict what's going to happen. Instead, remind yourself to stop, take a second. Okay, where's the next step? Where's the next angle? Okay, Sojourn, we'll get the micro stuff out of the way. Keep working on the mechanics. Deliberate placement. Whoops, caps lock of disruptor shot could use work. But more importantly, what was the big thing with Sojourn?
The big thing with Sojourn was could you just remind me?
Positioning, right? And what
Okay,
about the
okay.
positioning?
It wasn't, well, like first of all, I wasn't being proactive enough, especially at the beginning of fights. I noticed myself floating a lot. Not really taking important angles or space or demanding cooldowns or respect that I probably should be on a hit scan. And
Yes.
that caused, yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. I put that in the notes there. How do those notes look to you?
They look good, I think.
Okay. Any questions?
I honestly wish I had some, but I can't think of any. I don't.
Yeah, it's okay. The questions will probably come like once you start to implement some of these things and run some difficulties. So just message me. It's okay.
Okay.